self-discovery and overcoming adversity, there's a program for you at willowequine.com.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC. 76 years strong, and we're still the one. WSIC. News. Talk. Now.
Good morning, Lake Norman, Statesville, Charlotte, and around the country on TuneIn. It's About Town, Final Thursday, Small Business Conversations. Happy Halloween, everybody. This is Jim Vogel, chair of the Lake Norman Small Business Network and owner of IMU Social Media for the Skilled Trades. For the next hour, I'll try to sound smarter than I really actually am. And if you're on 77, make sure that you stay right there in traffic, and you might want to invest into a jetpack because you're going to need it on 77. Make sure that you call in today, 844-788-3464, 844-788-3464, so you can prove to your kids that you have friends that listen to you. It's WSIC time, everybody. 105.9, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM, or simply say, hey, Google or Alexa, play WSIC on TuneIn Radio. Find the app in the Play Store or in the App Store and put it on your phone. Every last Thursday of the month, we feature small business information and great guests for the entire hour. Right now, it's about 11:08. I'm guessing it's sunny out there the last time I saw, and it's about 75 degrees. We're getting there today. Make sure that the kids are safe tonight as they trick-or-treat. Carry that flashlight. Wear those light-colored clothing. Make sure that they're not walking by themselves. Really, really important. Let's start with some very good community announcements. This is the last day for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Please get those yearly checkups, ladies. The life you save will be your own. You can see from if you're watching on Facebook, I do have my pin on today, my blue ribbon. My pink ribbon. It's very, very important. We need you here. The Lake Norman Chamber Foundation is having its Thanksgiving fundraiser breakfast on Tuesday, November 12th. Please give them a call at the chamber office. Every Wednesday, catch my good buddy Bill Russell on his show on WSIC, Town Talk at 4 p.m. every single Wednesday. Make sure that you check it out. Join the LK and SBN tomorrow night at Bin 110 in Cornelius at 5:30 for Light Horses Duvers. Trina Finch of Trina Sells Insurance is our host for the evening. Join us every first Friday at the best place to have a bourbon, Bin 110. And every Wednesday, 9 a.m., the best place to have a smash burger is H2 Public House. We meet there every single Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock. Yesterday, we had over 60 small business owners, professionals, and solopreneurs in attendance. Note the meetings are always free, they're apolitical, they're welcoming, and they're relationship focused. They're a refreshing way to find business and build business at no cost to anybody except a little bit of your time. I promise you will meet somebody that you'll want to talk to, because small business drives the lake's economy. Not the big dealerships, it's our small businesses. Well, today's special guest truly is a true leader in our community. Melinda Bales is with us for the rest of the time. She served as the Huntersville mayor for 2 years. She was a Huntersville town commissioner for 9 years. She's for 10 years. Hey, congratulations on your Big 10. She currently is, that AI stuff, right? She currently is a candidate for NC House District 98. Make sure you guys vote on November 5th. And she's lived in Huntersville almost 25 years. Am I right with that?
That's right.
Now, the hardest thing that I can do, or anybody can do at this time, is to not talk politics. All of us has been up to our ears and our eyeballs with 24/7, can I use a term, political babble?
Mm-hmm. can.
These commercials were crazy this year. I just wish for a couple of dealership commercials in a row. I can't wait, and maybe some Santa ones, right? It would be
Right.
really, really nice to have. Here's the scoop, Melinda. We're not going to talk
No.
politics today,
Nope.
not at all. So you can get her insight about lots of other questions. And without further ado, welcome Melinda Bales to the show.
Thank
Tell
you.
us about yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, I have lived in Huntersville for 25 years now. Well, 25 years in November. Well, we're just
Coming.
about there, right? And it's the longest place I've ever lived, including my home state of East Tennessee. So, this is home, right? And I have raised my family here. I've got 2 sons. I've been married 33 years, and it's a wonderful place to be, a wonderful place to raise our family right here in Lake Norman. I will tell you a little bit. I love family. I love spending time with friends. I'm pretty laid back when you get to know me. I love camping. Now, I will tell you that I have graduated from tent camping, which is what I've done all my life, but we finally got a camper and excited to be able to take that thing and go. I'm just getting a little too old to sleep on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Well, my idea of camping out
Mhm.
is the courtyards.
Oh, so
Anything
yeah.
Marriott. right?
Ah, so not even glamping. No.
No. In
Yeah.
fact, roughing it is a Fairfield. let
Oh
me
my
tell you.
goodness.
But no, I'm not a camper.
Nah.
But that's kind of a
I-
fun thing to do. They
I-
got these
yeah.
guys that got this big, they got the gooseneck and the
Oh yeah, no,
billion
nothing
foot
that big.
trailer, and they have a
No.
lot of fun. That's not
Mhm.
me.
No.
Give me breakfast in the morning as I walk downstairs from the elevator.
Oh, give me a good fire pit
go.
and hanging out and under
hot
the
dogs.
stars. Yeah, and a place to hike and get away. That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you to the glass over there. I
Mhm.
love these guys. They're unseen and truly unappreciated, except when I'm in this studio. The guys really, really help me. The producers, the engineers. I mean, they make it rock here.
Mhm.
It's really, really important. I guess you got about a minute and a half to tell me what it was like to be mayor of 65,000 people. And if we've got a break, okay, we're going to come
Yeah.
right back with that same question.
Yeah, no, serving Huntersville as long as I did, 10 years with the town board, but then transitioning into that role of mayor it was a great opportunity. Great to talk to people who were interested in moving into Huntersville and into Lake Norman. But I also had the special job of ushering us through the Huntersville's 150th anniversary and that year-long celebration of just acknowledging Huntersville's history, Huntersville's now, and then Huntersville's future, and then just bringing the people together. You tend to be siloed sometimes in communities, and what neighborhood do you live in? But that year, that 150th celebration was just a great opportunity to bring people together and have unity, right?
Yeah, very cool.
It was very, very cool, and we had a great staff and great 150th committee led by Sam James that rolled us right through
Good.
that
We're
year.
gonna be right back right after this.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more of About Town, hosted by Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam, straight ahead on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, spookishly warm for our Thursday and your Halloween around the lake. Plenty of sunshine. So climb up to 80, some low 80s on the way this afternoon. Just plan your costumes accordingly. It may be a little sweaty. And some of those this evening will drop into the low 70s and hover there through trick-or-treat time this evening. Into our Friday, upper 70s near 80 again, but tracking a cool down with highs in the 60s back by the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like Nina's Boutique,
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts. The Southern Christmas Show, November 14th through 24th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Save on tickets at southernchristmasshow.com, courtesy of Kraft Body Scan. The Southern Christmas Show.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Boatyard Eats in Cornelius presents live entertainment Friday and Saturday nights. 70s rock revival Troubadour Project takes the stage at 8:30 Friday night, while 80s tribute band The Breakfast Club headlines Saturday show along with DJ Wheels. Visit boatyardlkn.com for tickets, details, and show information. The 21st Annual Statesville Pumpkin Festival is Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come join the community in historic downtown Statesville with 2 stages of live entertainment, the Classic Car Cruise-In, Kids Zone, pumpkin activities, and vendors. The Statesville Pumpkin Festival is truly a fall festival for the entire family. Stick around at 5:30 p.m. for the after party with Uptown dueling pianos. For more information, visit statesvillepumpkinfest.com. We'll see you Saturday in downtown Statesville for the annual Pumpkin Festival. The Dirt Track at Charlotte Motor Speedway presents the World of Outlaws World Finals beginning on November 6th and continuing through the 9th. Catch Dirt Racing's top 3 series for 4 days of action to decide their championships, featuring the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series, and the Super Dirt Car Big Block Modifieds. Single day and 4-day ticket packages and camping information are all available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. Often imitated, never duplicated, the World of Outlaws World Finals invade the Charlotte Motor Speedway Dirt Track in November. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back, Saturdays and Sundays, now through November 24th. Non-stop shop at Giant Crafts Market. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com, while supplies last.
It's About Town with Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
I am almost as good looking as Woody Washam, our mayor, but I am not. Could I ever be such a good guy as Woody Washam? He gave us the opportunity every final Thursday to bring small business to many, many, many regions. I mean, we listen. There's coast to coast people listening to us too.
Oh, that's
people
cool.
that used to live in this area that have, just want a little bit of home.
Yeah.
And our small businesses, aren't paid attention to enough, especially if you ask me.
Oh, I agree with you.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Huntersville, you had the 150th.
We did.
What was a couple of the things you guys did that really made it to 150?
Oh, we had a huge birthday bash, which was great, and then one of the cool things that we did was we buried a time capsule, and we throughout the year we selected kids to be ambassadors for Huntersville, and in 50 years they will be asked to come back, and they'll be able to dig that time capsule up, and it's placed in Veterans Park. In downtown Huntersville.
Yeah.
And I joked with the kids when I met with them. I said, I'll be 105 in 50 years. Or 100, actually I'd be 104 in 50 years. And I said, I won't remember where we buried it, so you might have to help me, but I expect to be here when you dig it back up.
Now, I got to know this.
Mhm.
What kinds of things are in a time capsule?
Oh, just all kinds of different things that that the community put into the space. One of the coolest things that got placed in that box was when the kids were there to bury it, because they were part of that burial ceremony for the time capsule. Was they had found a ball in the park, and while they were playing, they played with the ball, and then they stuck the ball into that. So when they come
That's
back
cool.
together in 50 years, they're going to open that up, and there will be this ball that they can have conversations around, share with their family and their grandkids, just about their time for celebrating the 150th of Huntersville.
Yeah, I wish I could be there, but in 50 years, I'll be 114. So
Hey, why not?
115, 120?
Shoot for it.
Something like that.
Shoot for it.
But anyway, you've always, over the years, been focused on the backbone of Lake Dorman, which is our small businesses. And you know
Absolutely.
that I am
Mr.
a
Small
little,
Business.
yeah, that's what the mayor calls me, Mr. Small Business. But I really want everybody to realize just how important to our economy and to our community, they're small businesses are on the back of the T-shirts at a soccer game. they contribute to the Kiwanis turkey dinners. We do lots of things that people don't pay attention, and we don't, pat ourselves on the back. We're just doing what we believe is good for community. How can we attract small and mid-sized businesses to our region?
I think that we do an incredible job of that right now. I think that, when the when businesses come and they're looking at our community, they look around and they're like, look at this thriving ecosystem in all three towns, all across Lake Norman. And it's an easy sell when, you're talking with them and you're saying, how can we help you? What can we do as a community to be a partner? But when they look at the lake and they look at the access airport that we've got here with the Charlotte Douglas, and they look and talk to the community leaders, and they get in front of, whether it's our community banks, whether it's our restaurateurs, whether it's the Lake Norman Chamber, getting the opportunity to sit down and build relationship. And that's one of the things that I think Lake Norman should pride itself on, is that we are so welcoming. And I don't care whether it's a family moving into the area, whether it's someone that's interested in opening up a new business. We really wrap our arms around them as a community, and we gird them up, and we're like, we're here to help. And, what you do and with the small business group every Wednesday, and just giving them the opportunity to come and connect and network, that's just a sampling. And I see it, it's woven through the fabric of the community. It just is. And I think that's one of the reasons, the business community thrives here. It's because we all care, and we all lock arms and support one another.
It's interesting that you say that, because with Hurricane Helene, and we'll get into that with one of our last questions, you'll notice the Florida plates, the Tennessee plates, that are here, that are in our hotels, motels, that are with family, that came here because they've lost so much, and we've welcomed them. It's just amazing how that's been. Really, really, really thanked our communities for, again, the open arms. It's an open arms community.
It really
with
is.
5 cool towns, right? It's just awesome. Now, our baseline concerns for small business are plentiful. I'm going to pick just 3.
Okay.
Growth, traffic, and infrastructure. What I want you to do is comment on the growth that we've experienced, especially since, let's say, 2010.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just in the last 10, 12 years, 14 years, it's changed.
It has. It has. Each of the communities are addressing growth in their own way, right? I think that having a plan to manage that growth is extremely important. And it has obviously it's allowed our business community to grow, but it has put a strain on our infrastructure for sure. And we've got to be able, as a community, to catch up. And we can't do it alone. We've got to have the state to step up and address the infrastructure needs that we've got, and understand that we are a driving force economically for the state. This region, regionally, we're driving a lot of commerce for North Carolina, and we need to make sure that we're investing in our infrastructure, that we're managing our growth, and doing it in a way that doesn't stifle the growth economically, but we do it in a way that allows us to continue to flourish and add to our quality of life and not take away from.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely correct. It's a partnering.
It really is a partnering
among the communities. In fact, you'll note that Mayor Knox, for example, and Mayor Washam and others will sit together and maybe once a month even, and talk about things. And again, Davidson's characteristics are much different from Cornelius's, but we're all one as far as communities go, and they both are great leaders for that.
And that was one of the things I enjoyed about being mayor was being able to work with both Mayor Knox and
Yeah, you
Mayor
did that.
Washam,
That's right.
because we did meet, as much as we could, and we talked as much as we could, because we understood that, collectively, we were stronger together, and pushing our needs, and we worked together really well. And I envision the towns will continue to do that because it's in our best interest as a community to do that.
We're going to get into a second thing about traffic.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid in the Detroit area, it was always how many miles to something.
Yeah.
Now it's how many exits to something from
Right.
here, right? But of course, most of the time, it's how much time will it take to get to an exit.
Right.
Any time of the day. You can't guarantee there being a situation. When you look at Raleigh, gee, that's our capital, right?
Right.
But they have 540, 40, US 1, NC 55, 64, and a wide array of roads. So it really isn't that bad when they start tarnishing things with orange cones and traffic. Here we have 77, and then we have 77, and we only have 77. So what can we do for businesses and for our community to kind of fix that a little bit?
Well, I think that NCDOT is going to have to make sure that they've got the funding to continue the projects. All of our projects. I know Huntersville alone has over $500 million of road projects coming. Right, the dollars have been committed, and we need to make sure that those projects aren't delayed. That's what I have seen. I will tell you that in 2012, when I first got on the town board, my first town retreat, we were discussing what the widening of 21 in Gilead, exit 23. That was in 2012. And it didn't really break ground, right, until around 2020, 2019, 2020. And it's important that we don't allow those delays to continue. We've got to figure out the funding mechanism that will keep us on track, whether it's widening 21, 73, West Catawba. These roads are critical and to our small business community and being able to get to and from within the three towns. So really at the end of the day, we've got to fix the funding piece, but making sure that we don't lose traction and that we're staying focused on getting these road projects done. My worry is that with all the cones, that the potential of all those cones going out at the same time causing even more frustration.
Yeah, it seems like there's areas, not just in Huntersville,
Correct.
but all over the area where it's constant construction.
Right. But remember, we're playing catch up for 25 years.
Yeah.
I moved here in 99, and we're really driving on on the same road network with a few exceptions that we were in 1999, but the population has exploded. So we've got to get that taken care of quickly.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to continue my challenges for small business with our special guest, Melinda Bales. We'll be back right after this.
Don't go anywhere. We'll return with more of Mayor Woody Washam and About Town in just a moment on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, spookishly warm for our Thursday and your Halloween around the lake. Plenty of sunshine. So climb up to 80, some low 80s on the way this afternoon. Just plan your costumes accordingly. It may be a little sweaty. And some of those this evening will drop into the low 70s and hover there through trick-or-treat time this evening. Into our Friday, upper 70s near 80 again, but tracking a cool down with highs in the 60s back by the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Hi, this is Andy with Lake Mountain Coffee located at 110 West Broad Street in Statesville. Did you know we also own and operate Statesville's first coffee roasting facility? We roast coffee beans for businesses, fundraising events, special occasions such as a wedding. We can even put a custom message on the back of your bags. If you're a company or simply someone with a coffee need, give us a call at 704-252-1886. And remember, if you want fresh, you must go local.
Folks, here at Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville, we have got the brand new 2025 Chevrolet Traverse in stock, all redesigned from front to back, top to bottom, inside and out. Come see them today. We have got a great selection of these new Traverses ready for you to take home. And also, we got great discounts on our Silverado trucks. We got the regular cab, crew cab, double cabs, discounted up to $9,000 off. Great selection, Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville, right on I-40.
Looking for a large private room for your next work function? Or maybe you need a place to bring the whole family for a delicious meal? Pomodoros of Mooresville has the perfect space for your crowd. Book your next event at pomodoros.com.
Hi, this is Joshua Dobie. Join me Thursdays at 4 p.m. for Dollars and Cents, a show that focuses on your personal financial journey and the markets around us. That's Dollars and Cents, Thursday afternoons at 4, here on WSIC.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. The nation's biggest cable TV provider may jettison its own cable channels. Comcast says it's considering a spin-off of MSNBC, CNBC, USA, and its other cable networks into a separate company. Comes as the number of cable subscribers keeps plummeting. As for how the company did overall last quarter, thank the Olympics. Ratings for the 2024 games helped push earnings and revenue ahead of forecasts. Comcast shares are gaining 4%. There is nothing pretty about the news coming from beauty behemoth Estee Lauder today. Shares are down as much as 25%, on pace for a record one-day loss for the stock. The company is pulling its earnings and revenue guidance for the year, making no public prediction after its sales fell 4% globally last quarter, led by a double-digit sales plunge in China. Tough earnings reports from tech leaders Microsoft and Facebook owner Meta have set the stage for significant Wall Street losses. Dow losing nearly 1%, S&P 500 down 1.5%, NASDAQ falling 2%. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Radio.
It's About Town with Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Hello, everybody. We're back with Small Business Final Thursday. Our About Town every single final Thursday. We're really excited. Again, thank you, Mayor Woody Washam. I am not Mayor Woody Washam. I've never received a single vote, nor have I had a primary. So I'm still here. They haven't voted me out of here yet. Make sure you call 844-78-34-64 to talk to Melinda Bales and ask her any question you want. Remember, we're non-political today. Very, very hard to do. But if you've got issues or concerns that she might give her opinion on based on her experiences, we welcome the call. Anyway, let's talk about infrastructure and building.
Yeah.
Everything now is going up because there's not too many places to go with anymore. Right. How are we handling the infrastructure challenges?
I think every community is different, right? And that's one of the nice thing about Lake Norman. You've got a wide variety of flavor. And I think that as each community develops their community plan and how they want to develop out, and as they are listening to their residents, the job of the towns are really going to be to execute a plan that will meet the needs of that community, whether it's the infrastructure, right? And making sure that we talked about that a little bit earlier, partnering with NCDOT, making sure that the projects are getting addressed in a timely fashion as much as we can. We always know that government is not proactive, which has always been my pet peeve. We're more reactive than we should be. But staying staying in the driver's seat and making the decisions to push those projects forward, and then at the same time working through their land use plan and making sure that they are developing out the way that their community wants to develop out. And that's one of the things I love about Lake Norman is Huntersville has a slightly different flavor than Cornelius, and Cornelius has a slightly different flavor than Davidson, and Mooresville has its own flavor. I think that the uniqueness of the communities, and yet there's still that wonderful community thread that's woven between all of them that really creates that synergy around Lake Norman.
Yeah, I mean, those are the big three, right? But we've got hello, Cheryl's Ford.
Oh, yeah, we
and
do.
hello, Denver. Right?
Absolutely.
We got your back. I mean, it's really cool how that area has grown.
Yeah.
If you've gone into Cheryl's Ford of late, or even along 16 into Denver, wow.
Well, and you look at the and
growth.
how we're connected down 150 and 73, right? Into
Right.
those areas, and the importance of addressing that infrastructure too. No, I'm absolutely not forgetting them.
No, I
for
was messing
sure.
with you. But the thing is that we got so many communities now that all have small businesses, all
Yes.
have infrastructure and traffic issues,
Mhm.
that getting your flavor from those things are extremely important. I'm going to spin into a discussion that's my favorite topic, and that's skilled trades. Every one of my family in Detroit, and even those ones up in heaven, were automotive.
Mhm.
I had an uncle that stitched carpets in the cars. I had a grandfather who was a skilled tradesman and ran a lot of the trades for General Motors. I was a Ford guy for 26 years, and hello, Hendrick Automotive Group for another 11. And it's very, very important to see our skilled trades growing. Technical education, training, workplace development. We partner, LK SBN does, with Men of Destiny, and you know who they are, Gary Crump and those guys, giving the kids a future by working with their minds and their hands. Tell us a little bit about what you have. I know you're involved with vocational and technical training and the economic stuff, and share that with us.
Oh, see, you're speaking my language too.
Nice.
And I'll tell you a little tidbit. My dad was a mechanic, auto body too, and my grandfather was a carpenter.
Oh, wow,
And
that's
so,
great.
and a farmer, and so I'm very familiar with the trades and the importance of, and I know when I look at our area, and I started looking at the data, and this was, I don't know, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, and realized that the average age of someone in trades in North Carolina then was about 55. It's probably about 58 now. And that if we didn't start looking at vocational technical training in a different lens, that we were going to be in trouble. We really were going to be in trouble. And it's one of the reasons I helped to start the Lake Norman Education Collaborative. And currently it's the educational arm of the Lake Norman Chamber. Very proud that we are
very
partnered
cool.
with them. And we wanted to make sure that we're working with our area businesses and our public schools and providing a conduit for those students to be able to understand what career and technical opportunities were available to them. And so absolutely, we've got to encourage more students to go into trades. I'm always talking about it. I'm like, sure you don't want to be a plumber? I did that to my sons. Their grandfather and my husband's dad was a plumber. I'm like, sure you don't want to go into that? That could be a good skill
Yeah, there's
to
so
learn.
many kids that are walking out of a 7-Eleven at 4 in the morning with a gun in their ankle that really realize that in a couple of years of training, they can make more money than I do
Mm-hmm.
because it's so important for skilled trades. That's why Gary Crump and Men of Destiny are so
Right.
important. Why we have the Skilled Trades Education Partnership with them
Mm-hmm.
because it's so important.
Well, and it's one of the
know?
reasons that we partnered with the Lake Norman EDC to host the Pivot Internship Program. We just finished up the second summer with that program for our students up here in District 1. And we're putting, 16 to 18-year-olds are getting an opportunity to go into advanced manufacturing facilities, into trades, and learn a skill and have an opportunity to build soft skills too. I hear that from a lot of small businesses.
Yeah, you've got to have the
importance of-
interpersonal skills. and the decision making and the hands.
Correct.
To do the skilled trades well, right?
That's right.
It's just so important because so many kids, they don't really like history. Geez, they don't care what a comma splice is. They don't want English. And I think our counselors can do a much better job at explaining the skilled trades opportunities. I don't think they do that. It's more of a push to go to college. Push to go to college.
You know, there has been a push to go to college for quite some time. What we saw, and one of the things that we started doing early on, was doing educator tours. So we would take cross-curriculum teachers and principals and counselors and do tours of advanced manufacturing facilities for them and give them an opportunity to see what was available to their students. And I'll give you a really cool story. We were, this was pre-COVID, we were touring Meditoya in Huntersville, and they make measuring devices. And our cross-curriculum teacher who was there from Hopewell High School, he taught math, and he said, I teach this math. How important is this math to what you do? And it's very important. He goes, because I could land on this math longer. I could spend a little bit more time with them on this particular piece of math. And I just thought it was interesting to listen to the educators talking with those in whatever business we were touring, right? And engaging in the conversation about it wasn't just theory anymore, it was now practice. And I think that is an important piece that we're missing sometimes, is making sure that educators have that opportunity as well.
Yeah, I think it'd be great to do a field trip, right, to Gaylor Electric in Mooresville or to any of our dealerships.
Absolutely.
Just spend a couple hours watching how the sales team works, how the finance team works, how parts work. You know, I mean, it's really, really important. I think that it would open up a whole new world, you know, if we could just do that.
Well, and I also think that we've got to do a better job in investing in career and technical education. I firmly believe that in our area we could have vocational high schools and you place them inside transportation zones so that your kids can go to their home school, and then twice a week, if they're choosing these career and technical courses, they can go to this vocational school and spend a day there learning a craft twice a week, and then they graduate with some certifications under their belt as well. You know, when I grew up, my high school, we had auto body, we had a program for nursing, we had a program for cosmetology, we had a drafting program, graphic design. I took graphic design. We had a working farm. So we had all of these opportunities. Even if you chose to go off to college, you're still learning a skill, and you're learning a skill that no one can take from you.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Real quick, my T-shirt.
Yes.
Right? What does it say?
It says, I am Zombody.
I'm Zombody who gives blood every single chance I get, every 57 days. My dad, just before he passed, said, Jim, thank you for doing those blood drives, because they were putting plasma into him in his final days.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been giving since college. So please, there's a blood drive every single day of the week. One Blood or American Red Cross, and we'll be back right after this.
Spookishly warm for our Thursday and your Halloween around the lake. Plenty of sunshine. So climb up to 80, some low 80s on the way this afternoon. Just plan your costumes accordingly. It may be a little sweaty, and some of those this evening will drop into the low 70s and hover there through trick-or-treat time this evening. Into our Friday, upper 70s near 80 again, but tracking a cool down with highs in the 60s back by the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts.
The Southern Christmas Show, November 14th through 24th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Save on tickets at southernChristmasShow.com, courtesy of Kraft Body Scan.
The Southern Christmas Show.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Boatyard Eats in Cornelius presents live entertainment Friday and Saturday nights. 70s rock revival Troubadour Project takes the stage at 8:30 Friday night, while 80s tribute band The Breakfast Club headlines Saturday show along with DJ Wheels. Visit boatyardlkn.com for tickets, details, and show information. The 21st annual Statesville Pumpkin Festival is Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come join the community in historic downtown Statesville with 2 stages of live entertainment: the Classic Car Cruise-In, Kids Zone, pumpkin activities, and vendors. The Statesville Pumpkin Festival is truly a fall festival for the entire family. Stick around at 5:30 p.m. for the after party with Uptown dueling pianos. For more information, visit statesvillepumpkinfest.com. We'll see you Saturday in downtown Statesville for the annual Pumpkin Festival. The Dirt Track at Charlotte Motor Speedway presents the World of Outlaws World Finals beginning on November 6th and continuing through the 9th. Catch Dirt Racing's top 3 series for 4 days of action to decide their championships, featuring the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series, and the Super Dirt Car Big Block Modifieds. Single day and 4-day ticket packages and camping information are all available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. Often imitated, never duplicated, the World of Outlaws World Finals invade the Charlotte Motor Speedway Dirt Track in November. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays. Now through November 24th. Non-stop shop at Giant Crafts Market. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com. While supplies last.
Now, more about town with Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back on Halloween. It's a beautiful day today.
Oh.
Make sure that those kids get out there tonight, have some fun. Remember, it's not about the candy, really. It's really about the candy. So make sure that they trick or treat and all that smelly feet stuff that they say. And make sure you got to listen at least once to Monster Mash today, the all-time Halloweeny song, good old Monster Mash. But anyway, we're going to talk just a couple more questions. But one of the final ones is about attraction. How can we improve the lake as a tourist destination? Because we're very competitive with so many different places.
Mm-hmm.
From Pilot Mountain to Lake Wiley and so on and so on and so forth, Lake Jordan, whatever. How do we create better destination possibilities for tourists? And how can we make it a better place to live?
Boy, that's not a light question now, is it? We do. We have great destinations here in Lake Norman, whether it's not just the lake. It's the wonderful things that we have out even outside of the lake, right? Whether you're going down to Quest and to the Raptor Center in Latta, right?
About the Kids Museum in Huntersville.
Yeah, Discovery
Beautiful
Place
place.
Kids or Rural Hill. We've got downtown Davidson, right? It's such a beautiful, kind of.
Hello, Rusty.
Yeah, beautiful downtown, wonderful day trip for folks. I think that one of the things that we've been talking about for a long time, and you probably know this better than I, is maybe even having some type of a conference space to be able to attract and to help small businesses too, right? And some of our larger corporations as well, having a space that you can come to. Because even when we're doing let's say the bass fishing tournaments, right? We need a place to be able to check folks in, and we need a space that's that can hold a good number of people and host events for us. I think that would be a great addition myself.
I think it would attract more businesses just to conference here.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. And then in turn, shop, right? And visit all of our...
There's no salt water here. You're really good. You can do whatever you want to without being salty.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's a
Exactly.
fun place to be, and, again, it is a tourist attraction, and in many ways, it's a retirement community,
It is.
and
Yes.
I live in a retirement community, even though I'm not retired,
Mm-hmm.
and it's wonderful, the quietness of just having the Wall Street Journal hit your porch every morning, and just having all the people that are so, successfully retired and enjoying stuff. Many of them were from the peninsula that now live with around us, and it's just really cool to see the retirement aspects of this too. And all of these major seniors neighborhoods are
Mm-hmm.
growing.
But then
You
you
know,
can't forget about all the kids,
yeah,
right? We
right.
got great families, and families are moving
Oh
into the
yeah,
area too. So it's just
Antiquity, for example, what a
multi-generational.
great place! 600 homes and apartments, and just wonderful kids
Mm-hmm.
up and down that main drag.
That's right.
It's
That's right.
wonderful. We've got everything right here. It's almost like the bubble. 6 miles
Yes.
in either direction, you can get
Yeah,
anywhere and have anything,
that's true.
which
Very,
is
very true.
extremely important.
Mhm.
Uh, on a more somber note, the news cycle I consider to be often heartless because we're watching and hearing less and less and less about Hurricane Helene and its impact. I was listening to WBT for quite a while in the morning just after that because that's where you got the information. That kindly petered away. They mention it here and there, which is, and I thank you, WBT for doing that. But we often forget that we live in Western North Carolina and that some aspects of Mecklenburg County suffered terrible damage. 60 miles north, Elkin, and especially Jonesville were damaged. And I go up there often, and Jonesville has a small population. The average income's about $28,000 combined. They really draw a lot of their commerce from these huge campgrounds and facilities that people come up and enjoy. They're gone.
Right.
When the Yadkin River went up and down the street and into Elkin and hit all of those all those new businesses too. People forget that there are the Morgantons, and they're the Marions out there, and up in the mountain country. It's not just Western North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee
That's
was
right.
hit extreme.
Where
And
I'm
who
from.
would think,
Yeah.
right, that
Mm-hmm.
mountains would ever see a hurricane? There's just no way, Jose, right? But what message do you have for our challenged populations that have truly been affected by the hurricane?
I think the message that I hope they have heard even up to this point is that we North Carolinians stand with you. That we're there. And I have seen our residents from Lake Norman, I have seen our business community, you know, just the countless amount of supplies, the countless runs up, and to take it in and to help. I've watched our police officers and our firefighters take time to go up and help clear the way and to help rescue families and to bring them much needed supplies, and that we will not forget you. I think that needs to be our continued message. And you're right, news cycles wane, right? And we're not hearing as much. Now is the time for us to really step up. It's the month after. It's a month and a half after, and we need to be able to go back in and be there for them. And what's that next phase? It may not be the bottles of water. It may be the bottles of water, but we need to figure out what that need is and make sure that we're meeting it, because those families need our support now more than ever, and it isn't going away. This is a multi-year, in my opinion. I think this is several years of recovery.
Oh yeah, it's really sad when you look at the fact that it's been a month and a couple of days,
Mhm.
but really for all of the people affected, it was just yesterday.
Correct.
And of course, I had people tell me that when they've been up there, there's tons of paper products, tons of those types of things, but we need to rebuild the infrastructure, the homes
That's
and
right.
the downtowns and all of that. It's very, very important, especially again the smaller towns. There are hundreds of small towns never been mentioned about Helene that were hurt, and it's just amazing when you look at the devastation.
Well, and now more than ever, they're going to need our support as they come to rebuild because you and I both know folks typically don't have flood insurance in the mountains.
Many don't have it here,
Correct.
right?
And we really need to make sure that we're helping them in any way we can through the nonprofit community, through our governmental resources. We need to make sure that we're girding them up.
Yeah, it'll be a long time before you can just take 77 to 40 to get to Asheville. You got to go up to 81 and around, and you see these trucks full of stuff, lumber, supplies going up and down 77. You know, whether they're from the port in Savannah or Charleston or Virginia Beach, whatever, they're coming up. Wilmington, they're coming up to help.
Right.
And we thank the truckers out there. When you get that cottage cheese out of the refrigerator in the Food Lion, it came from a truck.
Right.
So make sure we take care of that too. And let's talk for a minute, because we have a little bit of time, on our first responders.
Yes.
'Cause I have a soft spot for police officers, emergency people, fire professionals, those individuals who truly at times have the most thankless job. Yet because they love people so much that they want to get it done right, how can we present more of a positive image about our police and our firefighters and our emergency people, basically our first responders? How can we bring that back a little bit?
Oh, I think in our area, I think we do an excellent job of girding up and supporting our officers and our firefighters. It never a day goes by that I don't see somebody, just bringing in a thank you plate or just making sure that they know that they are appreciated. I think that the other piece to that, and we can't forget, is their families. Their wives, their husbands, their children, their moms, their dads that they're out on Christmas Day, serving and protecting, and they're taking time away from their families to take care of the rest of us. So I always want to make sure that we're acknowledging and thanking their families as well for the sacrifice that they give.
Yeah, I don't think there's a moment if I pass a police officer that I say thank you for keeping us safe.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with our veterans. We tend to forget all the monies that maybe are misspent right now with political commercials could be brought into play to help our homeless, our veterans, give our schools a little more beef, all that kind of stuff,
I agree.
You know what? It's been so much fun today, and I've got to wrap this up.
Yep.
But anyway, thank you, Melinda, for being here today. I want to say goodbye till next time. I love being your audio companion. Thank you, Melinda Bales, for your time this morning. May your future be filled with really good things. Thank the Mayor Cornelius. Man, I love the takeover of this show. As we end today, change those clocks this weekend, vote this weekend, and get a lot of candy. Remember, keep listening to WSIC because life is too short for bad radio. Rock and roll.
Serving you better than ever before. 1059 100.7 WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville, North Charlotte.